intentions was to record yesterday during my first chemo session, but I did have family members who showed up. I kind of felt obligated to entertain and kind of talk to them so they wouldn't be bored. Then I fell asleep during my infusion, so I didn't get a chance to record. But going in, uh, there was a certain level of nervousness, more I guess more anxiousness, more um, wanting to get going, wanting to get started. I guess that's just me. I want to get the fight started. I want to go for it and try to get this resolved. Um, I'm a solution based person. I don't focus on the problem. I focus on the solution, how we can get better. Um, but that being said, I did not know that my family was going to be allowed to go into my room with me. I thought they'd have to wait outside. I did have a semi-private room. It wasn't closed off, but I was able to close the curtain to kind of make it a little bit more private um, in my room. But then in my room, also I guess the nurses station, they had the windows to where they could, see me if they wanted to. Um, from my understanding, that's not how it always is. I don't know if it was because it's my first time. Uh, I'm at Methodist. No, what? Memorial Herman. That's right. That's the facility I'm with. It's Memorial Herman. Um, I don't know if that's the first treatment, so you get special treatment, or I just got lucky that day, or my insurance says that I get a semi-private room. I don't know. Um, so I can't say that was a situation for everyone. Um, did not really know what to do as far as fasting or if I was able to eat or drink before I got there. So I basically did a self-imposed fast. But when I got to the back and they started doing my labs and accessing my port, I asked them, about would I be able to eat or drink during the process, and they were like, I would be able to, and they asked if I had anything prior, and I told them no, and they're like, oh yeah, you probably need to drink something and try to get something in. They said the chemo does kind of dehydrate you a little bit. Um, so it's recommended that if you're going in for your first treatment, you can drink the night before, the day of, the morning of, and throughout the infusion. Um, what else? You can pack a bag with snacks, drinks, things like that. Like I said, my family was allowed to go in the back with me after they accessed my port and everything. Um, excuse me. Um, try not to edit too much. I want this to be as raw as possible. So if y'all see me sneeze, I apologize. Um, I'm finishing up the last portion of my chemo at home. They gave me a pump for the last part of the medicine. Um, this is my access point here. Um, and this is the tube that I have going in. The access it, and I have a pump. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a pump that is pumping the medicine in. During the infusion, I was, I guess I was okay. Felt a little nauseous. They tried to give me some medicine to prevent that, but still was a bit nauseous. I did eat a cookie, and the issue that I have, I don't know if anybody's seen my first video, I do have esophageal cancer, which basically the mass is closing up my esophagus. So food can't get down. It kind of sits at the top of that mass in my esophagus. My body starts producing a lot of saliva to try to make that food go down, but because the mass is pretty much blocking it, I just have food and saliva just sitting there. So then my body tries to expel it, and that's where the vomiting comes in. Um, I tried to eat a cookie because I was like, let's see what happens. I thought I got it down pretty well, but shortly after, it came back up. Um, I don't know if I was just sleepy, tired that day from the night before, not sleeping well. I say about an hour, hour and a half into my infusion, I did fall asleep. And apparently I was asleep for quite some time and I was out of it. Um, when I woke up, I still felt a bit nauseous. I did notice there was some, I guess, tightness in my forearms and in my calves. Um, it wasn't my whole leg, like my ankles and below, or even above the knees, my thighs, hips, nothing like that. And then for my arms, it wasn't like bicep or wrist, hand. It was just in the forearm and in the calf. It was like tightness. Um, I wouldn't say tingling, because for me, tingling is like if your foot goes to sleep or something, and there's that tingling sensation. It wasn't like that. It was more like a tightness. I will say that as I was getting ready to leave after the process was over, my legs were a little bit shaky, um, but I didn't feel off balance or unsteady. They just felt, I guess, trembly. Excuse me. Um, uh, the team there was pretty accommodating. Make sure I didn't need anything. If I had to use the restroom, I could take the infusion machine with me. Um, when I got home, even on the way home, I did have another bout with vomiting. Threw up once on the way home, and then when I got home, I'd say about another 4 or 5 times where I had some vomiting. Um, and again, my issue was the masses blocking my esophagus, so it got to a point where um, I was like, look, I'm not eating, and I've gone to the grocery store, I bought food prior to all of this, so food is basically going to waste because I'm not eating. I don't want to eat because I don't want to waste food by throwing it back up. So I got to a point last night where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna eat. And what I ate was uh, flounder fish fillet, mashed potatoes, and baked beans, and I smashed my fish up uh, almost to the consistency of the mashed potatoes, and I ate that. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm just gonna eat. If it comes up, it comes up. If not, then I was able to eat something. It did not come up. I did finish the. I wouldn't say the whole fillet. I probably had maybe one normal bite, but since I don't eat well, I had to take really small bites. I probably had 2 small bites remaining of my fish. Um, but still, that's more than I consumed in like the last 3 days. Um, I I do need to get my calorie intake up because I probably had maybe, I don't know, 800 calories the whole weekend. It's Wednesday now. Um, when I say the weekend, I had surgery on Friday to get my port installed, so I didn't eat until I came home. I had a bowl of mashed potatoes. Saturday, uh, I had a boost that I drank from 12 noon to 8 p.m. That one boost. So that's what, 200 calories, 240 calories. Sunday, Sunday, I don't think I ate. I don't even think I had a boost Sunday. So I basically had 0 calories. Um, Monday, I had a Powerade. I had about a 20-ounce bottle of Powerade. Uh, and I ate a little chicken spaghetti, but that came up a little bit later, so I don't really count that. So in essence, whatever calories that Powerade was the calorie intake I had for Monday. Yesterday was my session, my infusion. Didn't eat until later on that night where I ate the flounder, so I don't know how many calories that total meal was, but that was probably the most I've had since. Um, I did look online. I don't know if y'all have a Smoothie King, but Smoothie King has, I guess, a high calorie smoothie called the Hulk. Um, it comes in chocolate, vanilla, and I believe strawberry, but don't quote me. Um, but hopefully I can get an endorsement deal with Smoothie King. But nah, if you're looking for something with a bunch of calories, that's like 900 to 1100 calories depending on the size you get. And I'm actually going to try to do that today. And so next time I post, I'll let you know how that worked out. I'm on my way back to the hospital here shortly so I can return this pump and they can disconnect me. Um, If y'all have anything that y'all want to ask, or if you have any questions, or basically how my feelings are, if I need to go more in depth of how I felt going into it, feel free to ask. Because right now I'm just saying what's on my mind. I'm trying to be as raw, uncut as possible. Trying to limit the editing, but of course, I did take some video before my surgery that I'm gonna piece together, and but I just want y'all to know how it is really from the patient's perspective, and not what a doctor is gonna tell you and how you should react. I didn't have any major, I guess, complications or symptoms or side effects so far, but this was only the first time, and I think it went well. So my next one is in 2 weeks, so I'll post midweek next week, and then try to do one during my session. Like I said, I did have family in the room. Going forward, I probably won't, outside of my wife, because my dad and my brother came. My brother lives in San Antonio. My dad lives in New York. So I felt, since they came from out of town, I kind of had to talk to them more than just relax and get my infusion and just let it go. My mom and my sister are coming down from New York as well, or from New Jersey. And again, they'll be there for my next one. So I'll probably feel obligated again to talk to them. But I think that'll be my last time that I have family members there. Not because I don't want them there, or because I don't feel like they deserve to be there. It's just, for me, that's a time to try to battle. Like, I need to focus, I need to concentrate, I need to let my body heal, basically. And if I want to take a nap, I shouldn't feel like taking a nap while you're there is wrong, kind of. And I know it's not. I know they're there to support me or whatever, but it's just the way I feel. That's just my feelings towards it. And I'll have that conversation with them, and I'll explain it to them, and hopefully they're not too upset about it, but that's just how it's going to be. Other than that, feel free to post comments or questions, anything that you want to know. I'm going to try to be as open and as transparent as possible, okay? Alright, thanks. And if you like it, please subscribe. Please like the video, thumbs up, and have a good one.